Hey everybody, welcome to the Mindful Moments podcast with Sasha
and April.
So for the next few episodes, we're going to be talking a little bit about relationships and
so relationships with friends, family, yourself, significant others, teachers, everything. So what are we starting with?
So today we're going to start with friendships. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about friendships, kind of just how to maintain them, what makes a healthy friendship, and how to identify
what is a toxic
when you're in a
one?
toxic one. Yeah, for sure. So starting off with what makes a healthy friendship, I think it's really, really important to have that communication and openness with your friend. Like, you don't have to tell them everything, but I think it's important to at least tell them the things that affect each other.
I agree. And I think that's kind of what makes a friend so special, is being able to open up to them and connect in those ways. I mean, I for sure think that you can have a friend without personal sharing personal stuff, but I do think that's one of the key things of why people gravitate to friendships, is to have someone that they can relate to has maybe the same things going on, has same interests, things like that really get to understand.
Yeah, for sure.
I
agree. And
so Sasha, what are 3 qualities in a friend that you look for?
I feel like it really depends on how, like, close I'm trying to be with that person. But when it comes to having, like, a close, healthy friendship, I look for honesty as, like, the main component. Just, like, being honest with the other person, not, like, lying. Like, if I'm smelly, tell me to put on deodorant type of friendship, for sure. Another quality is, I think, loyalty. Like, I think in today's age, it's such, like, a big thing to, like, be super nice straight up and, like, go behind someone's back and start talking just, like, total crud about them. And I think it's really important that you're open and honest with your beliefs about someone. And if you're going to say something poor behind the other person's back, that's not someone that you can necessarily, like, consider a friend. And then a third quality, I don't know, just, like, having similar interests as I do. Like, wanting to do things that I like to do as well, I think is really important. But
I agree with all of those.
So, April, what about you? Do you have any other ones?
Besides honesty, loyalty, and just general connection, I don't know. Those really are the star ones that I look for, but, like, some small things that always are a benefit is just, like, spontaneous, like, being able to do anything. Like,
for sure.
Hitting them up 5 minutes before you want to do something, be like, do you want to go to Publix? Just cause. I think that's really nice.
Yeah. And just having that person that you can literally just sit on your couch.
Someone you can trust, and those quiet moments don't feel, like, awkward.
Yeah.
Like, you can sit on your phone, and it'll feel like you're still spending time
together.
Or, something I think is really nice is being able to have deep conversations 2 seconds after, like, talking brain rot for, like, 5 minutes.
And also not having it be, like, awkward when you're talking about those kind of more important, deeper topics.
Yeah.
Like, I think what makes a true good friend is someone that, like, even in the most awkward stages of a conversation in your life, like, they're there for you.
Yes.
And they won't judge you. I think that's, like, so important.
Yes.
And someone that isn't those things, I don't know if I would consider it toxic, but definitely on the verge of it. So how would you, like, identify a toxic friendship?
I feel like the way they make you feel can help you identify a toxic friendship. For example, if you feel like there's competition or some sort of underlying energy, I feel like that's not good.
That's such a big one.
A friend shouldn't be competing with you over anything, whether if it's, like, boys, looks,
school,
other
anything,
friends, even just, like, who can tie their shoe the fastest. I don't know. Well, actually, that's kind of funny, but
that's healthy competition is good.
Healthy competition,
but when it gets
not
to a point where it's
personal, like you need to be better than them.
I agree. Continuing with that kind of underlying, like, feeling of just, like, not really
true friendship.
Yeah, just not, like, trust your instinct kind of, I think. But also just the, like, plain obvious, like, if they're genuinely rude to you, like, insulting, and
even if it's disguised as a joke.
Yeah, such a big one. Going behind your back and saying things to other people that aren't being told to you straight up. Honesty is one thing, but true cruelty towards the other person is just, like, just a whole nother thing, which is kind of hard to identify sometimes, I agree, but, like...
Yeah, and I think that kind of ties into the loyalty and trustworthy aspects of a friendship, because if they're going to go behind your back and tell people, like, the things that you confide...
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, like, the things you tell them that you don't want other people to tell, that's not very nice.
Yeah.
Just someone who genuinely supports you, and a toxic friend doesn't.
Yeah. And a big thing with toxic relationships, it's or friendships, it's like you can be so close to someone and they become toxic over time that you build that like attachment, I think. So you don't really want to notice it or like you don't want to acknowledge it, but it's really important that even if you have that like
and even throughout all different types of relationships can change, and holding on to what you remember it being like doesn't mean that's how it is now. Like in friendships, for example, if you're really close to someone but it grows toxic, you may use past like experiences as evidence towards why you should stay, but it's natural to grow apart and you don't want to cling to something that's not good for either party.
Yeah, it's important to identify when this toxicity like shows up and you want to remove yourself from that situation as fast as you can, because it can just become so detrimental to just yourself as a person.
Yeah, I agree.
So on a higher note, we interviewed two best friends, Lila and Lauren, who told us a little bit about their relationship and
what they like about each other, how they overcome fights.
Yeah, how they kept such a good relationship for such a long time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it makes sense.
So today we're here with
Lila and Lauren.
So do you guys consider yourselves best friends?
Yes.
So how long have you girls been best friends for?
7th grade.
We met in 7th grade math class, second semester after e-learning,
January
and we
14th.
sat next to each other in math.
So how do you guys maintain your friendship?
Honesty.
Yes, and we talk through everything. We talk a lot. Kindness. We always tell each other our feelings and just be super open with each other about everything.
Yep. Yeah. There's no one else I'd rather hang out with.
Me too.
So you guys have been friends for a really long time, so I'm sure you've bound to have gotten into a fight or two. What do you say is your biggest one and how you overcame that?
So we had a big conflict, and I think the main reason it started was miscommunication. So eventually we figured out that we just needed to talk through everything, and that really helped us, and I feel like it made us closer.
Definitely.
So what advice would you have for other best friends or people that are trying to get their relationship closer, you know?
Definitely talk out everything.
Always tell each other how you're feeling, or if like they upset you or something, tell them and you guys can work it out.
Yeah, because keeping quiet's not gonna help anybody.
So guys, what is your favorite thing about your friendship?
I like laughing a lot. We don't care about who's around and stuff.
Yeah.
And if we think it's funny, that's all that matters.
And we laugh a lot.
We get each other.
Yeah.
It might be gibberish.
Okay. So what's your favorite thing about your best friend?
She's always up to do anything with me. Yes,
Yeah.
We have so much fun.
I was gonna say Lauren can always improve situations. She can always bring my mood up, I feel like, and even though it can be annoying, but she always does it and it works.
Aw.
So
Ditto.
yeah.
Well, thank you so
guys.
much. We appreciate
you.
I think they really touched on some really important and key things to friendship, and it was good to hear a different perspective, especially because they've been friends for so long.
Yeah.
And they've definitely
They have that experience.
gotten over issues.
Some issues, yeah.
It sounds like.
I love how they touched on communication
Yes,
so much. I think that is
communication.
so important.
Mhm.
Just having that like open communication between two
Yeah.
people, it really does
Yeah.
make a huge difference.
I definitely agree. Communication is definitely one of the most important things through the valleys and to the mountains.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
is really
is.
important.
So, have you ever had a best friend before, Sasha?
I actually have. I've had a few, but I find that a lot of my friendships that I've had were definitely cut short and lost contact because of moving to different states. It's really hard to maintain that communication and that same level of friendship online or over the phone. People don't want to admit it, but it's definitely it plays a big factor in
Yeah, I'll
keeping
agree.
a friendship.
I just moved here from Colorado, and I still keep in touch with my friends, but it's not the same.
Yeah, the relationships I feel fall apart a little bit.
Mhm.
And what about you, April? Have you ever had a best friend?
A few, yeah. I feel like there's always that one person that you're gonna gravitate to,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, naturally, I think sometimes it just wears off. Either you don't spend that much time with each other anymore, or you stop relating to
Or
each
you
other.
get in a fight, yeah.
Yeah.
I find that fights are a really big thing that, like, cut off relationships, which
Mhm.
is unfortunate, but usually it's for the better,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion. Yeah.
So to end this
ending
podcast,
on a
before we
high
end this
note.
episode, let's take a moment to be mindful.
So today's mindful moment is going to be make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people that bring out the best in you. So what I take away from this is just place yourself in environments in which you feel supported and heard and uplifted by the people that are around you, because
Mhm.
toxic people can genuinely wear you down.
Yeah, I think the people you surround yourself with can bring out qualities, good or bad, and you want to make sure that your good qualities are highlighted by the people you're surrounded with.
Yes. So thank you so much for
Thank
listening
you.
today. We hope you have a good week.
See you next Monday at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.